Ready to have your first drink, Luna? As a mere mortal among men? Well, let's head on over there. And, oh, you know what? There's one other person I want to talk to before going there. I don't know if you have to do this in a specific order, but... Who's there? Hey, Facia! She survived after all. Well, good for you. I just ran away and let all my sisters run to their deaths. Well, there is no more Althena well, basically no more Althena anymore, so... Well, yeah, it is a pretty big moon, so... Well, there you go. Nah, probably not. Or, yeah. Gotta go home to our beloved peasant village that never got burned to the ground. But still a very effective villain. I'll talk more about that in the review there. Yeah, we saved the world. Ha ha ha. Well, all the monsters are gone. We killed them all. Yeah, that too. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me. Okay, now let's go to the bar and get drunk then. After setting such a good example for that drunkard. Huh? Could it be? Hey, Tempest! Well, why not play their theme music? I'm disappointed, game. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. You should be surprised, yeah, honored to be, well, yeah. Yeah, well, we're underage. We're not really old enough for that yet. Maybe. Yeah, never what? Never what? Well, it is a coastal city. I missed Luna's avatars. Just don't do the evil stare. She's got the scariest one of them all. Holy cow. But anyway, okay, let's go home. Let's, well, there's only one way we can get home, I guess. Well, I suppose we have Null, but, we don't want him to overexert himself. So, must be handy having a little white dragon with you all the time that can teleport you anywhere. Hey, Lake. No, let's stay here a little longer. Every time you say that, you get a little different dialogue from Lake here. What do you mean, Widowmaker? I don't know what he's talking... Seriously, I don't know what he's talking about. The ship? A weapon? Something? I don't know. Yeah, well, the first time and the last time. Well, I could always visit them whenever I want. Okay, just because I didn't doesn't mean, Oh, okay, I guess he just says the same thing here, then. Okay, well, I guess we got all of... Oh, okay, I guess we haven't gotten all the dialogue here yet. Okay, never mind. Oh, I screwed that one up. Let's try that again. There we go, that's more like it. Yeah, probably. Just, well, vagabond, also known as bar hopping, pretty much. Yeah, I'm gonna stay here. Okay, I guess he just says the same thing now. Wherever my fat ass takes me, that's where I go. My only means of conveyance. Yeah, we get to do what we want to do. Save the world? Darn right I get to go wherever I want to go. Okay, yeah, we're done. So let's move along then. Well, I'm still Dragon Master Alex. My name didn't change just because I became a Dragon Master. What gives? Why not change my name to something more epic? I don't know. Well, we've been everywhere in the world. And booze. Well, we took care of him. We took care of him real good. And we'll never see him again. Might want to ditch the beret, though, Lake. Just a thought. I like the turban better than the beret. I'll be honest with you guys. I just like laughing like that. It's fun. Hey, that's why I make these videos. I make them because they're fun for me. But I'm glad that you guys enjoy it too. Yeah, let's go home and watch the credits. Now, can you just whisk us back home? We don't need to take a boat. But or Luna could warp us back there. She's practically a god. If someone asks you if you're a goddess, Luna, you say yes! And she is. So, let's watch the credits roll and review our adventure. In addition to reviewing the PlayStation version, I'll also make some comparisons to the Sega CD and PSP versions of the game. For the graphics, I'd give them a 9 out of 10. Nice, clean, crisp, sharp 2D sprites during the gameplay segments. The anime cutscenes were top-notch for its day. They really increased the emotion of the events, which is something that voice-acted cutscenes really have a hard time doing for me, usually. I mean, sure, this was released during the dawn of 3D, but let's be honest. I mean, it was really bad 3D in the 90s for the most part. I don't know about you, but I'll take great 2D graphics over bad 3D graphics any day. And compared to other versions of the game, it's pretty much a pure technological comparison. I mean, the PSP version was the best, not only because of that, but because I heard they hand-drew like new avatars and everything, so it looks really nice on there. The Sega CD version is certainly the worst of the three, but I mean, it's still top-notch for its day. It's still reasonably nice to look at, comparable to the Super Nintendo. For the music, I'd also give it a 9 out of 10. The music really conveyed the full range of emotions, from exciting themes to intimidating themes, sad things, got me a little choked up there. Pretty much has everything I want. I mean, I would only really knock the PlayStation version a little bit just because the sound effects really overpowered the battle theme, so it's sometimes hard to hear it. The PSP version was a lot better, both in technical quality and in balancing them out. But I like the Sega CD version the best in the music, just because I like the tunes better. For the voice acting, I'd also give it a 9 out of 10. I mean, unlike the vast majority of RPGs I've played with voice acting, they actually have some emotion, some passion in their voice, and they usually don't sound like they're reading from a script. I mean, sure, sometimes it was cheesy and over the top, but they actually made me believe they were the character. I mean, Null's voice was a little high-pitched and grating, but he only had a handful of lines. And the Sega CD version was a little worse, but, well, that was still a technological achievement for its day. And I just really do not like the voice acting of the PSP version. I mean, there's no passion, the voice direction was just totally off. I mean, the voice actors are fine. I mean, I like the voice actors. I've looked them up. They got quality voice actors. It's just the direction was just devoid of emotion. I just didn't really like it at all. I mean, just watch the PSP version of the Magic Emperor's intro, and you'll see what I mean. It's not the same. I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. I don't really like the PSP version for that. There we go. I was waiting for the cutscene to move along before moving on with my review here. One thing they did with the PlayStation version of the game, I think they did it with the Sega CD version too, where they have some outtakes for the game from the voice acting and stuff. So, I'll give you a brief sample of it. No, leave us alone. I need a moment with Luna, alone. The end! Okay, let's listen to some of the outtakes then.
Yeah! Hup! Yeah! Hup! Hup! Did you see me? I'm going like this. Don't look up.
Okay, yeah, I'm not going to show all the outtakes, but I mean, that's just a sample of what they got. If you're interested, others have already uploaded them to YouTube. I think they're amusing, but I don't see why I need to upload them myself. Just look up Lunar Silver Star Story Complete outtakes, and I'm sure you'll find them somewhere. I know someone's uploaded them, but, well, I don't really feel the need to comment over them either, so on with the review. For the plot, I'd also give Lunar a 9 out of 10. The protagonists were a little bit on the goody two-shoe side, kind of like Final Fantasy IV, but they still kept them believable and had some depth to their characters. They mostly got along, but they bickered every now and then, usually not to the point of being grating. The NPCs were fantastic. I didn't even show off half the NPC dialogue in this Mirror LP. I mean, you could talk to every NPC 2 or 3 times and still not have heard everything. I thought it was reasonable to just talk to them, or most of them, once. If you want to hear more funny lines, play the game yourself. I mean, that's why it's a Let's Play. I mean, there's lots of NPC dialogue that I just didn't show off in this LP. The villains were also really good. Once they showed up, that is. Yeah, it took a while for them to show up, like about 7 or 8 hours or so, but once they did, they were involved in nearly every dungeon along the way, constantly reinforcing the son of a bitch must pay mentality. They didn't just take a coffee break for 10 hours or something. So, aside from that, I mean, the pacing of the game was also really good, I think. They have something meaningful happen in every dungeon, not too many of the, just basic item fetch quests or find the MacGuffin or whatever. So, I mean, there are objectives and tasks to achieve and things like that. So I really like how they handled that. The cutscenes were also very well paced. They never really took more than 5 minutes at a time. They didn't just drown you with like 15 minutes of cutscenes. So I really liked how they handled that. I didn't really have like 2 or 3 episodes where it was just all cutscenes or NPC dialogue. So I really liked how the game allowed me to handle that. I like the plot of the Sega CD version too. I just think the PlayStation version really filled it out a lot more, especially with the NPCs and the backstory and a little bit of extra dungeons without just being filler either. So you'll see with the ending when I show the Sega CD version. But as for the PSP version, again, I'm just not really a fan of that version of the game. I don't know. I mean, it just I heard they used a more literal translation, so I mean, it's just not nearly as entertaining as other versions of the game. I mean, usually I like that sort of thing, but the way the PlayStation version handled it, I like that one a lot more, actually, in this particular case. For the battle mechanics, I'd also give them a 9 out of 10 as well. I think it was pretty well balanced for the most part. I mean, you got your buffs, your debuffs, your healing. Most of the abilities in the game were useful. Granted, Sleep and Flameria were a little obscene, but that's pretty late in the game. I mean, the first 2/3 of the game were pretty tough at times. Not obscenely difficult, but they can be challenging at times. Could have used a little more variety and complexity, particularly with the equipment. I mean, There were some pretty interesting choices, like on disc 2, but say on disc 1, it was pretty much just equip whatever had the highest attack power or defense, so not really many interesting choices to make there. The PSP version is pretty comparable to the PlayStation version, but it is a lot easier due to the equivalent of limit breaks in the game. You get your HP and MP restored every time you level up, so it really makes the game a lot easier there. And plus, the attack animations are a little long in that version of the game, so it kind of drags a little bit. The Sega CD version has some useful buffs and debuffs, but you can pretty much use physical attacks for the vast majority of the random battles, even with Nash's bows, so I just don't find it as interesting. They didn't even have elemental weaknesses in the Sega CD version, so you don't have that either. So overall, I'd give the Lunar Silver Star Story Complete a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you did too, viewers. I liked including some of the Sega CD content as bonus material to some of the episodes. I kind of wish I did like I did with the Disc 2 break, where I put a whole bunch of Sega CD content into one episode, instead of tacking on 5 to 10 minutes of Sega CD content onto an already 15-minute episode. I don't know. It just seemed a little too long for me, but let me know what you thought of the pacing. I mean, I tried not to have too many consecutive episodes of NPC dialogue or action. I tried to balance the two, like have an episode of NPC dialogue, have an episode of some action or a boss fight or something. There were a lot of times in this LP where there was just a cutscene or a boss that would just take me so long that I'd run over 20 minutes in a lot of episodes. Looking back on it, I kind of wish I took those episodes, like record a big part in one sitting and then break it up into 2 parts, so that, viewers who don't have 20 or 25 minutes to spare could watch them one at a time more easily. Make the videos more accessible, but oh well, I think it worked out, but well, I think there's other things I could have done with that. Now, I know what you're thinking, viewers. H.C. Bailey, when are you going to LP Lunar 2? Well, I haven't played any version of that game yet, so certainly not this year. I'll seriously consider it for next year, but I'm not making any promises yet, viewers, as to when I'll LP it. I'll announce it when I'm ready. Worry not, my girlfriend has a copy of the game, and she won't let me forget. So, hey, if the worst thing my girlfriend nags me to do is play her favorite video game, I think I'm pretty lucky. Heck, I am pretty lucky. She has a copy of Lunar, a hard copy of the PlayStation version of Lunar 1 and 2. How can I beat that? But anyway, before we start thinking about Lunar 2, this LP is not over yet, viewers. I've still got a few bonus episodes to do. I want to show off the Sega CD finale, as well as the PSP intro, and as much as I dislike the PSP version, I admit the intro is pretty kick-ass. However, I think it spoils way too much about the plot, as if the game needed any more help with not being subtle. So that's why I didn't want to show it off until now. So, I'll show the PSP intro as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this LP. It was a fun adventure. Saved the world, got the girl, and defeated Galleon once and for all. Or did we?